I don't want this to get muted because the radio's on, but I don't really want to turn the radio on. But I am going upstairs briefly, so. I don't know if I should have seen that email before having a nap very shortly, and I'm very tired. Yeah, luckily you live the back here, so it doesn't need to go for as well, because it is quite windy and kind of gloomy, but the sky's kind of trying to get a bit blue. I could remember, but yeah, the back doesn't really need to. Looks a little less windy than maybe it was. No, it doesn't when I look at the further away trees. And, but there's definitely some interesting blue sky there. Like kind of grayish and then very light blue underneath. And then kind of close to our place, less blue. Maybe down here soon. I just don't want the dog to be distracting. I've done a couple podcasts today, trying the hashtag thing, so we'll see how that works. I've done a couple of podcasts today, and I am actually quite tired, but I'm supposed to get home from the dentist to have the usual nap. Might still be a little bit earlier than usual, but even though I got off work earlier, it's for the appointment. So I did happen to touch this computer. It was doing something wonky, and I was hoping just to leave it until after the nap. And I did say, but I guess it wasn't processed because it was inside about other things, whatever. And so, yeah, I kind of, yeah. Whew. But I have two things on tomorrow and then the Saturday thing, right? Yeah, possibly what's her face calling Friday. I don't remember if she said a time. I was thankfully able to switch back into my email because I had to send something via the other one. She was starting to wonder. I think thought we sent it already, but it hasn't been that long. So I don't know if I should just say, instead of waiting for views this time and hoping to be heard and conversed with at this point, maybe I should just say kind of what I'm thinking, and possibly getting it verbalized and out and recorded in a maybe not super long video this time around. Might be kind of the best thing. Unfortunately, because I'm using the device I would otherwise look at it on, my cell phone, the tablet's done it a few times lately too, but the cell phone, it does not update my inbox sometimes, and it puts things in, puts things in partial draft mode, or like it sometimes just a letter, sometimes a line or two. Like I had to read the drag number for delivery, and I had to take 2 tries because I only put some of it. But I don't know why I'm using my name. Like, unless she's seen me in video, she doesn't know me, and all she needs is a number. But basically, a little bit worried that dog's getting into something. But so I'll try and be quick about this. But basically, yeah. So. I can't remember. I'm not necessarily saying right after that part what I had intended to, but my mind kind of went blank. I'm tired. But I got an email from someone I was waiting to hear back from for a while. A friend, and I know he has some struggles. We aren't super close. He doesn't like talking on the phone, I don't think, with anybody. He's actually really barely even surviving, I would say. And he is a father of 2 and a husband. And he's apparently a student too, and trying to, I mean, I guess he's getting teenagers, so they might be in their own way, but he probably plans to engage with them, be better than mother. But even though he doesn't seem that old, and he's working casual. Although a job that I think is really suited for him. And as much, like I said, I'm just tired, distracted with my own stuff at the moment, kind of too. As much as I don't mind coaching and I'm smart and everything, I've read his email now twice, and I don't know if it's just because I'm tired or what. I don't know what to say. Basically, back to him, as the viewer was briefly there. Basically, I mean, I can say specifics, and it's not necessarily going to let you know it was him. But basically, or at least pretty much, I think, especially since most of you won't be local, and that doesn't mean you don't know him, but like, he is apparently, well, apparently he had a few, well, he also had a few social media, so I mean, I don't see why he kept back all of them, but he said he hardly used them, and it just seemed like a lot of expectations, whatever. And I guess so, yeah. But he's kind of annoyed with his mother that passed away because they weren't very close. I sometimes with the ability of journaling, I shared a bit. I don't think he's fully. I shared what was kind of relayed to me. I don't think he's fully processed it though. And I think if he had, it would have been helpful. But at the same time, and he has belief, at the same time, in that kind of stuff, when you in life have had a absent, I don't know if he's had a traumatizing or if she was at all abusive, but certainly, certainly absent. One of his emails said that his parents felt, and this could have been regardless of their age, as long as they were sheltered and fed and clothed, you know, it sounds like his dad's not much better, to be honest. And at least the basics were met, but I do understand the need for more, right? And the hardest part is I think he needs it. He knows that too. I think I have got to ask Betty to, and maybe she's already realizing, to kind of not give me any more to realize. I mean, and if it's for me, I might still struggle to not share it with him, because, yeah, I just think I would. So, saying, all right then. She seems a little disappointed. But we both know that her son, her patient with the help of God and husband, anxiety, somewhat too. And I'm saying it that way for a reason. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but when you think about it, or at least my belief is that is kind of, that is kind of how it is. So basically, has some challenges. Autism being one of them. I would say maybe more. I would say Asperger's, the high functioning, as I said in one of my other recent videos, and that's what I have. That being said, when things are a struggle or things are or too stagnant or whatever it is, I mean that's not to be confused with relaxing. It can be kind of. There's a viewer for like 2 minutes there. It can be. You become less high functioning, and he's clearly got a lot on his plate. I mean, I understand, for his family and himself, and it's a great fit for him, the job. I don't know how easy it is for him to get to, and he's working mostly with kids, I think, but it's kind of like, I mean, and if you're going to have any work, and I mean, this makes me think of something I'd applied for, and it's kind of stressing me out because basically they already had lots of casual. But basically, if you're going to get some hours but not many, casual is what you would do. I don't know how heavy his course load is, but he sounds like he's struggling with that. In school, I didn't even know he was in school, but we don't talk often. It's interesting, though. Whether it's in a direction or some forms of interest or just knowing I'm a nice guy, we had been connected on social media, and we used to go to a group together, and then just kind of that kind of phased out. I hope it's still running because I think it's a good thing for the most part for community and just in general. But they were struggling to find a facilitator, and basically, and then yeah, he was never very actively on there. And then I don't know. I think he got to one of my pet peeves at one point in time. But then I must have unblocked him there. But that's been a while since I've used that one. No, I found him on this one. We talked a little bit, and we got together 2 or 3 times in probably the span of a couple of years. And that last time was close to around when his mother passed away. But again, it's not that it didn't affect him, obviously, because even though they weren't close, I think now he's kind of feeling like they never can be. That's one thing I think now. I do believe in the life told him that. He seems to kind of, but he's just really struggling. So, I mean, I realize that our viewers, there's not a lot that, I mean, you can be supportive of me, and we have someone just tuned in a minute or two ago, but there's not a lot, if you're not local and this and that really you can do for, well, it's really gray over there and kind of gray with blue, like blue on the bottom there. Weird sky today. The sun's slowly setting, but yeah, basically, but I don't know what I could do for him either. I mean, financially, not much, and I don't think I could ask him for money for anything, for like sessions or whatever, because I don't think he could do it. He's really struggling that way. I can't. I don't drive or anything. I don't think I could bring him anywhere. I must say, after seeing this email, I'm kind of worried from him, But we had reconnected. I came across the place that he worked at. He didn't still, but his brother did. And then, I almost wanted to send to him that I'm worried, but then I thought he might wish he hadn't opened up or something, or feel upset that he worried me or something like that. And I guess I have a slight feeling like that, but I don't know. Some of what he said was kind of nice though, but I just don't know what to suggest other than he should just focus on work and not school. But he's already in the course. I mean, he's somewhat being kind of vague about some of his struggles, but I think he's struggling to process them anyway. So it's kind of like, yeah. So I usually, somebody, when I see someone struggling, they're fairly frequently on social media, or so it seems, or at least I can send something out there, hope it reaches them and helps, and that's that. But I just don't know what to do to help this particular friend, and I don't feel like, oddly, I'm in this position very often. Some may say it's not my responsibility, but when it's someone you care about, it kind of feels like it is. But knowing that, there's not much I can do, sorry for the to go there, and, but it might not be, sorry, I was just putting chapstick on, in my control. I mean, I think I do have to let it go a little bit. But it's like I said earlier in another video, once we shouldn't let it, let it stop us too often or too much. Flicking for a moment there. But once you hear or see something, and I really try and be careful and tactful in that, but you can't, it's hard to undo it sometimes, right? And so here it goes. It's, well, first of all, I think he's going to be home soon, and then, I really would like to get a nap in soon. But I also want to try and make this shorter. But yeah, Nikolai, Nikolai rather, You know what? I might call that line late tonight. And then if something else transpires, but hopefully not. He hasn't even asked for change. I mean, it's on that box, but maybe I just keep it because it's ended up being $2 after the sandwich. But I feel it's the least I could do is give the $2 back. But we have 2 viewers here. Welcome. But yeah, so what? And you left. But for anybody who sees this afterwards, and it is going to be one of the shorter ones, I'm pretty sure, so it might be more intriguing. But I guess my question, is when you have somebody that you care about that's struggling, like I don't have a huge connected family. I mostly have acquaintances, and this is kind of one in a way. But when you have someone that you care about who's struggling, and there's not much you can do about it, how do you accept that? Just in case, because someone just tuned in, you maybe missed the question. You're the only one here right now. I just started this, but I'm not going to roll much longer. I'm trying to figure out when you have someone that you care about who's struggling. You may not be super close to them. They are also sometimes they're often fairly hard to reach. They left, so whatever. You're like, that reminds me, I do have that, so sayonara. And hey, you know what? If that's the case, I think that your loved one would be more important than, me, some stranger on YouTube. But, everybody starts out as a stranger, right? But it's just who is worthy of being girlfriend. I guess that's the thing. I wish there was just, a short response. Who knows if he's even keep his email active? I don't know if he has a way not to. But I wish I could think of a short well, I guess I kind of can, but part of me feels like it wouldn't be enough. So, we have one person here. I've only been rolling briefly, and I'm not going to be rolling much longer, but the question is, when it's someone that you care about who's struggling, and there's really not, they're hard to reach, you may care about them, but as the viewer goes, you're not super close to them. Yeah, again, what do you do? And like I say, if I was to, I within the videos I post, there's usually a little bit saying, about my struggles, and hopefully the radio's not loud enough. I do appreciate being on the background, but hopefully YouTube will as well. But basically, but if I was to, like I say, summarize, well, I already did, I feel like. And one big part is, he's having a hard time kind of processing life and stuff, and I don't know if it's on medication and if it's helping, making it worse. I don't really. I think I have to tell myself not to think about this too much because I don't want to come across as uncaring and, have done one way or another as it's meant to. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't, I don't know if it's just how I'm feeling today because it, feels like it's been a long day and it's been somewhat active. Or I just really don't know what to say to help in this situation. Again, part of it is that he isn't being vague. One thing he said was something about how his mind will get to the school assignments when his mind lets him, or something like that. I mean, well, that makes sense. I mean, when you have autism, you most likely have a bit of ADHD, or a lot of it. And I just, obviously he has to have his kids, he has to have his wife, he has to have some income. That's very important. I don't know if it would make sense to say drop your schooling. I mean, I don't know how much he's got left of it. And, the thing is that's not cheap. We had a viewer there for a few seconds. Anyway, but someone in the back are there now. So I don't know. I really don't know what to suggest. Do you have any suggestions for me? Because I don't know, personally, even though I'm a big, deep thinker sometimes, if I'd actually think of anything. And I do realize that the other person who's here right now may have only just tuned in, and they left, so whatever. But yeah, I'm also trying to keep myself awake till we're supposed to get home. Um, I have to process this stuff. I mean, I get it. I get it. We're making some steps in the process of getting involved in this volunteering thing. Seems to be a lot of them, almost too many. But, and there's some good news I think about tomorrow. I'm also have a meeting in the evening, kind of, with a coach actually, and I don't really know what I'm going to talk about. I guess we'll find out. And I do and don't feel like the messages he sent so far are helpful, but he's trying to be, and he said something about approach something backwards and then do it in chunks or whatever. Like I hadn't heard of the backwards thing before, and I'm not really sure what the point of it is. Esther's wonky too, but yeah, I don't know what to hope for tomorrow as far as this next step of the volunteer thing, and if it works and if it doesn't, and what we can do about it, and them seeing me, and that. But I mean, yeah, I think I can handle it. When I read that one thing about how he just feels like he has too much social stuff coming at him at once or whatever, little bit relate to that lately, but mostly still don't. I feel like I need more of it in some ways. I mean, balance and moderation and this and that, but and I've already tried to process some other stuff, but yeah, I kind of feel the opposite. I mean, I can understand the feeling that he's having, and it's actually mostly not from me, but I don't know, just because there's stuff on social media. I get it. You want to feel, well, most of us anyway, would want to feel like we're showing care and love and like we give an F, to our friends and loved ones. I don't remember how many contacts he had on there, but at the same time, I don't know if I've ever felt like I'm expected to reply to everything. I mean, I comment on what feels right to comment on, and that's that, you know. So I mean, I don't know about in his general life. I mean, like I say, he lives with three other people. Although, and I don't know if his teenagers, I mean, are like many of them who kind of keep to themselves, or if I don't know, they might be kind of needy too. I mean, they might also be on the spectrum. I'm not saying that's necessarily, needy is bad, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Whether it's your own struggles or someone else's, sometimes you just wish that they didn't exist. The struggles didn't exist anymore, and but that's the life some people have, right? So I mean, see, they exist or they don't. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, and I think I'm just gonna start repeating myself if I keep going. So, and I don't have the energy for it, nor do I need to. So I don't know. Like I say, I could just send him a quick, healing vibes sent your way. I care about you or whatever, and that's great. But one of both of us might think, even if he is struggling to process, that that's not enough. It's not doing enough. And I'm having a hard time accepting that. So, I welcome your advice and your opinions, and yeah. I was kind of curious to see if the hashtag brought any extra action, but there's so much on YouTube, like I say, and so far it doesn't seem like it. Hasn't been half an hour yet, but it's been close. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, so talk to you later. Bye.